Hello, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to PreMarket Prep with Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick with you this morning. What are we talking about today? Let's look at my list here. Facebook, or Meta, obviously, right? Sheryl Sandberg stepping down after 14 years as COO. The stock dropped on that. We'll talk about that stock today. We want to talk about Ford. There was some big announcement happening at 9 a.m. Eastern time, about 1 hour from now, with Ford and the state of Ohio, maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about that. Got some earnings to discuss as well. Got some ratings to discuss. And we'll take questions from the chat. Good morning, chat. How we doing up there? How we doing? I have to look at my top monitor here to see you guys. I see Bill. I see Jay, EKS, Duncan Dave, D.I. Bolton, JT Jr., Money 8, Alan, Nick, Howard, Zippity, Kimberly, Courtney, good morning, good morning, good morning. Two guests on the docket today. Bill Santiago will join us. He is a trader and, more importantly, a comedian. So today's show is liable to go off the rails for sure. That'll be at 8:35, and then we'll have Peter Tuchman, a.k.a. the Einstein of Wall Street, join us at 9 a.m. What's up, everyone? More people joining in the chat. Good morning. Good to see you guys. Go ahead and drop me a like, hit that thumbs up wherever you're watching us, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Thumbs up. Always, always thumbs up. Hit that like for me, please. And thank you. And here we go.
Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep. With your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day.
Okay, let's bring on Joel. Let's bring on Dennis. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing, everyone?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. We're in the green here. 21.5 handles. Week closed, but they bought it right up. Up 21.5 handles. 41.20.5. Woohoo! Crude down 329 ahead of the OPEC meeting. 112.03. Gold, man, got to take out that 1875 pair of highs. Up 1150, 1860.20. Silver back to the 22 handle at 22.20, up 28 cents. Bitcoin battling 30K once again, up $105, 30,140. Ethereum, man, that can't clear 2K. That's up $18.50 at 18.37. So here we are, Thursday. Week moving along pretty quickly. Triple D, you look like you're pretty intense there. You got
damage control.
Damage control.
Damage control. What happened?
Just the wrong side of a few stocks. I had 60 overnight positions. Sometimes a couple of them are on the wrong side, so you got to try to work out of the trouble. That's what my job is. I'm a damage control manager. It's all I am.
Speaking of damage control, I logged into my Coinbase account last night for the first time in like a while, far too long. And I was like, oh, what? I saw a thing on Twitter last night about Solana crashing. I was like, wait a minute, I own some of that, and yeah, I'm down like 75% in my Solana.
Did that just go down 75%?
No.
I don't follow it at all.
It didn't like go down all that yesterday, but it's been going down for the past like few months, and so that was a fun discovery last night to learn I've lost 3/4 of my money. But
welcome
hey,
to crypto.
Welcome to crypto. Exactly right. Welcome to crypto.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the Facebook here, guys. Joel and I were actually on the stream yesterday this happened right before we hopped on stream, where Sheryl Sandberg announced via a Facebook post, appropriately, that she is stepping down as the COO of Facebook, a job that she's held since 2008. And she's in many ways the architect of the business, because she's the person that created the advertising model, because Facebook didn't have a business, right? It just had, users. And she's the one that made the advertising model. The advertising is how they make basically all of their money, right? Almost all their revenue comes from ads. She was the one who designed the entire ad network there. So she's leaving. What does it mean for Facebook? Well, you can see how uneasy how uneasy the market reacted to
Right
this.
here.
Yeah, that huge wick there yesterday on the top left chart. That's when the headline hit. So this is definitely a big deal. Like, not every executive leaving is a big deal, but this is a big deal.
This thing failed at 200 again.
Yeah.
I think I got a little chunk of my kids' RESP that I had bought. I think that's still there. I was going to sell, and I don't think I did. 199.53. I mean, 200 is major resistance. Until this thing get above $200, there's no reason to touch it.
I agree. I mean, I looked at this chart a lot last night, and I looked at it this morning, and I just don't have a feel for it. It's you've come way down off
I have
that
a feel it's not good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just go with that 200 resistance. And today, after the shellacking it took yesterday, I don't think you want to see it go red. And I think I'd be a little concerned. I mean, obviously things are changing there. And when they talked about the metaverse, and when did they say 2030 or something is when they're gonna start making money from it? So she's out of there.
Well, and that's the thing too. They don't even know what the hell they are. I mean, what is, and they were saying this in CNBC, what is the metaverse really? Do we even know what this is? And now they've changed the whole company. They're going to be Meta Platforms, and they're changing the ticker symbol. I mean, they don't, maybe they're talking about profitability in 2030 from this. I mean, that's 8 years from now. So investors are going to wait around that long for profitability and to sink all this money into the metaverse. You're going to, have, I don't know, no growth until you get to 2030. I don't know. Like, I don't understand it. So I don't understand how they just changed the company. Now we're Meta, and we don't even know what the metaverse is. We don't even know I just don't understand it, and that's why I'm not buying.
Well, and like the central question at issue here is like, is the metaverse a decentralized thing that nobody owns, or is it going to become like the internet, which, even though it may be decentralized, in reality, a half dozen companies control the entire internet, right? The entire internet ecosystem: Facebook, Google, Amazon for e-commerce. And the cloud companies essentially is basically control our internet, right? And that's just kind of the way the internet has evolved in the last 20 years. So is the metaverse like that, where a company like Facebook can like control it, or is it truly a decentralized thing, which is what other people are arguing? Obviously, it's in Zuckerberg's best interest for Facebook to have some control or have their own metaverse, whatever. We don't know. We're so far from this. We have no idea, right? What we do know is it will take years and years and years. So it's a wait and see. It's a show me a story. And this is another sign that the Facebook that we all know, or the Facebook of the last decade, it's over. It's gone. This is a new company now, right? In a new business with new competitors. So the next 10 years for the Facebook stock are not going to be like the last 8 or how.
I struggle to get excited about the metaverse, and like I said, I still think the best metaverse play is going to be Disney. But right now you don't even have to bank on that, because you get the parks, you get everything else. The valuation's not extreme. I think it's the biggest single stock position in my long-term portfolio now. I don't know. I've been eating it because I'm in from 123, but I still think if you really want to play the metaverse, I think Disney's going to be the play.
Perhaps.
That's just my thoughts. All these other metaverse stocks absolutely suck. Roblox. Oh, yeah, Roblox. What were the other ones? Unity. That stunk. Yeah. I mean, these things are down 70, 80% from the highs. So if you've been banking on the metaverse, your money is no longer in your bank. That's pretty much where it's at. So does it turn around eventually? Some of these current time, maybe you can stick around. Maybe, if Facebook can figure it out. We know Facebook's not going to zero. That's a good thing. It's cash flow positive. It's a reasonable valuation. But all these other little metaverse plays and all the crypto plays that's going to be built on, they've all been junk.
Have you seen these cryptos like Mara? I mean,
it's all junk, Joel. This is what, in CNBC, it drives me nuts, is these commercials. They have nonstop crypto commercials, just suckering people in. And to be honest, like and people will be really pissed off that I'm saying this stuff, but it's all been just suckers. People create this stuff from nothing, then sell it out there, and people buy the story, and then it just collapses. That's what's happened. So, is there a place for Bitcoin? I think so. Is there a place for 10,000 other cryptocurrencies? Absolutely not. So if you want to play crypto, if you're really hungry for crypto, it's got to be Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum. But that's as far as I'd go. All this other stuff, I'd forget about it all. It's just my opinion. I think it's all junk.
I mean, as someone who owns several cryptos, it's hard to argue with you, Dennis. It really is.
We've said it the whole time, and we've been right. That's the one thing. It's not like we're coming out here and saying, "Oh, look out for crypto here right now." We've been bearish crypto for a long, long time. Bitcoin, I've been bearish as well.
Don't say we. You have. I've been.
Well, correct.
I own 3 different cryptos. I feel like I'm anyway, whatever.
You're diversified.
Exactly.
You're diversified in your
Somebody's asking, is coin junk? The answer is yes. That's my opinion. I'm just telling you, man, this is just been, most of this stuff is snake oil. The Bitcoin,
some of it is.
There's a place for Bitcoin, but I'm telling you, 90% of this other crypto stuff is snake oil. That's my opinion, and it's correct.
We'll see. I'm guessing that like the half dozen or so largest cryptos will end up being the winners, but we'll see.
Do we have an A15 number ADP?
We do have an A15 number.
Right, I'm going wide.
Yeah, we have ADP and we have jobless claims at 8:30. So watch out.
Oh gosh, we got all kinds of stuff. I basically just can't be out there right now.
Labor productivity at 8:30 as well, if you care about such things.
We got oil ripping higher now too.
Oh shoot! Oh, you know what? There must have. You know what? God darn. Yeah. Okay. So this is the problem with OPEC is like when they meet, there is no like set time for when they announce their decision. It just like it comes when it comes, right? And so there must have been something out just now on out of OPEC because they're meeting today, and that's the only Okay, so I
don't even know why you make such a big deal out of it. You don't know what they're greasing the pumps, man. And oil at 115 a barrel, 114 a barrel. No one says. I mean, it's a cartel, but no one abides by anything. I don't even know why there's so much emphasis on it. They're just out there pumping.
Joe, don't ask questions that nobody actually knows the answer to. Yeah, you're right. That's the whole can of worms. Is who's actually abiding by what the cartel says? But whatever.
Hogwash. Not a very good show today. We're talking about crypto. We're talking about OPEC. Come on, let's pick it up, Spencer.
I mean, we can.
It's okay though. Like we need to talk about the bad stuff too. Like I hope people stayed away from a lot of the crypto over the course of the last year that we've been talking negatively on it all. So we try to save people money. We're trying to counter the CNBC rhetoric where you have BK bullish, 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 and then he tells us he's short Bitcoin. I mean, this is the junk that is on other networks here. The nonstop crypto commercials on CNBC is just suckering people in. They sell out. And, I'm calling it out, man. So this is what we try to do. We try to save people money here. Make people some money, maybe save some people some money. But it's been just an epic disaster, the crypto market. You can look at every crypto stock. It's the same thing. I mean, do they eventually turn it around? I think there's a potential for like a Bitcoin to turn it around. I do see the potential that, there is a place for Bitcoin. But I don't see a place for the 99,000 of these things. Sorry.
You got to be able to transact in it. I mean, I mean.
Well, that's a big deal too.
Yeah. Spoos are popping here a little bit. Yeah. We're moving all over the place. Yeah, Holy mackerel.
ADP just came out. Whoa, that's a light number.
That's why I went wide.
That's a light number. 128,000 jobs added according to ADP last month versus a 300,000 estimate. This is the second weird job-related number today because an hour ago we had the Challenger job cuts report. They said that job cuts, like layoffs, in April were up 6% year over year and 14% month over month. And now we're seeing ADP fewer jobs added last month than expected, and fewer jobs added than the prior month. So that's interesting. Labor market maybe slowing down a little bit. What's also slowing down a little bit, and we can go here next is I want to talk about Ford. Okay, Ford has this announcement today. I'm assuming, based on the fact that it's an announcement with the governor of Ohio, that they're announcing some assembly plant. But I want to talk about the automakers specifically because vehicle sales in May, I keep saying April, in May, were not good. They're actually very bad across the board. In the U.S., Honda's U.S. auto sales last month were down 57% year over year. Toyota sales were down 27% year over year. Nissan sales, not just in the U.S., around the world, down 29% year over year. For a GM is lowering the cost of their crews because they have to, because no one is paying for it. So you got real demand destruction happening in the automakers. So we can start with Ford here, only because they're going to have news in 45 minutes or so.
Well, let's rewind the tape to the last month. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, we've been talking about who the hell is buying a car. Yep. Who's buying a new car? Honda sales down 57% year over year. Yep. It's showing you. This is I'm not paying symbol? These kind of prices for these cars.
Honda is
you can't pass it through.
HMC, Joel.
You can't pass it through. The good news is they've been hammered, and they are at reasonable valuations. They are priced in for this. So is there a bottom in these things somewhere? But let's wait till, it starts to tick down a bit. I mean, this is just the market that we're in. You got to look at the economy and say, how much discretionary income? People are going to go buy a new car at these prices. They're going to say no. 57% has ever been down that much?
That's a lot.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, of course it was.
But it was predictable.
It was down that much during the pandemic. Right?
This is all predictable.
Yeah.
This is common sense again, and I'm going to go on the rant. This market is trading on pure common sense. Sell the stuff that doesn't make money. Don't buy the automotive companies that are selling cars at 50% higher prices than they were last year because they can't pass it through. People are going to eat. People still need shelter. People still need their basic needs, but they're not going and splurging on a brand new car. And you know what? If you're into nothingness, like all this crypto stuff, that's what you get left with. So truth's hard to hear sometimes, but that's the truth. That's what we're seeing. This market has made more sense right now than it ever has.
I can't.
People don't like you ranting. Some people like to rant. Some people don't. That's what I do, man.
You're a rant. I like it.
I mean, I can't argue with it because it's in the numbers. It's in the data, right? We've theorized who's buying cars right now. Well, now we know. No one's buying cars right now.
I didn't buy a car before the prices went up. I don't know. I'm just, I think there's gonna be less cars on the road. I've been saying that for 100 years on the show overall. We just figured out that number. Ford, they're probably doing a plant somewhere in Ohio. That's what that's a wild speculative guess. 14, it's a roadblock there. Got right near it yesterday. Probably big size at 14. The high freak stepped in front of it. Look at it again today. There's another pesky high right above 14.2. Well, not 14.2, actually 14.05 or whatever. So support down at yesterday's low, 13.31, I believe.
And then the CEO of Ford, Jim Farley, I guess he was speaking yesterday, and he made a bunch of comments about EVs. We have it in the Pro. He said he thinks the Chinese EV firms are very undervalued. He was speaking at a Alliance Bernstein conference yesterday. So he thinks the Chinese EV makers. I'll read from his quote directly. The Chinese EV makers, if you look at $25,000 bill material for an EV in China, it's probably the best in the world. I think they are incredibly undervalued. And they haven't had or shown any interest in exporting other than Norway. There is a shakeout coming, and I feel like it's going to favor many of the new Chinese players. That's the CEO of Ford talking right there. So sure. Neo, Xpeng, Boyd, Lee, right? Those are your Chinese EV names.
They've all been murdered.
Yeah.
Well, I guess some of them have held up okay. Li Auto looks okay. Neo, $17. If you think that's held up okay, it's $69. I don't know what to say. I do believe that there's going to be a lot of people that buy electric cars. There's going to be some big winners here. I just need to get them down to reasonable valuations. That's all. So I think once they're trading at something reasonable that I can buy the growth at a reasonable price, then you're starting to bounce in. Because 10 years from now, we're all driving electric cars. I don't know the timing of it, but there is going to be a bull market in some of these EV stocks. I just don't know which one.
Oh, and something else to think about, because Bob W just put it in the chat. It's not just the sticker price, right? It's that rates are going up too. So your interest rate on your car loan, it's a double whammy. Your interest rate on your car loan's going up. So I mean, who's paying $700 a month?
And higher fuel costs.
And well, yeah, and
that
I mean,
too.
once you get
everything working against the automotive makers. There's no reason to own automotive stocks here. There's none. You know, like electric, different, but I mean the traditional GM, Ford, we owned them. We were going on with the EV, but that was a year ago when the story was different. Once the Fed went raise rates, rating was on the wall, and obviously inflation just murdered these things because they can't help it. They're trying to pass the cost through. It's not like they're trying to rip you off. Steel costs exploded on them. Labor costs are going up. Everything's going up. It's costing them more to produce these cars.
Yep.
So they've got to raise the prices to keep their margins, but the consumer says no. So that is not good news for any of these automakers. So, I mean, there's a reason that GM's went from 55 to 35. There's a reason that Toyota has come down from $200 and some odd dollars down to 168. Is this over? Like, have we now beat inflation? Have we beat higher interest rates? I think we're in the middle of it still. So if we're in the thick of it, why do I want to be a hero and say this is the bottom?
Yeah. All right, let's move on here. We got some earnings to talk about. Let's start with Chewy, because that's one of your big ones of the morning here. The big gainer of the morning, actually. It's the number 2 stock on my gainers tool in Benzinga Pro this morning, up 19, almost 20% now. I'll just read you a select quote from the press release. Fiscal year 2022 is off to a good start as we drove solid 14% top line growth and delivered quarter-over-quarter improvements in gross margins and profitability. They see their cost headwinds starting to ease in the second half of the year. The top line sales number beat EPS. I don't have an estimate for, but so I don't want to give you that number. But anyway, it seemed like it. I mean, the stock speaks for itself. And I know that these statements, they skew positive anyway, because most CEOs want to strike a positive tone.
Yeah.
But I think the market believes it this morning. So
got over $30. They got, man, what a nice psychological number. We pulled off that 28.16. So I'm just going to do a reset, and I see like 3-4 highs in the 28.60 area. So prove to me you can go through that, then go up and test the pre-market high. I think the longer you take to, get the upward momentum here, you could see some more profit taking as the stock just hit a all-time low. Any people that bought it just, took an earnings play 5 days ago. It's up from 22.22.
Do they make money? It's simple.
I love it. I love it.
Do they?
I love it.
I don't know. Do they? Some of these probably do.
I somehow should have seen this coming.
P is 149.
Do they make money? Oh, barely. Just barely. Their EPS did beat. Okay, that explains it. So their EPS, 4 cents is what they said versus an estimate of a 13-cent loss. So they made money, and they beat on their EPS last quarter. And yeah, positive EBITDA. So yes, they are profitable.
So look, at the forward projections and see, if they're eventually projected to make like $1 a share or something like that. And then, you just work it out. Then be 27 PE. That's not bad. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the projections going forward are. So some of these companies that can figure it out and start making money online can obviously not be zeros, which is good news. So if you're starting to make profitability, that makes me a little more confident in it. But again, 120 to 23. I mean, it's just been an epic disaster. You can say, what a great day for Chewy. Well, ask anybody who bought the stock before 3 weeks ago if it's been a great day. They've been slaughtered in this thing. So you got to buy stocks at reasonable valuations. Go right back to the textbooks. Growth at a reasonable price. GARP, GARP, GARP. We'll keep preaching it here and hopefully people, pick it up, because I don't know if this is reasonable here or not. I haven't done any homework on Chewy. That's why I would say if you're thinking about doing it, go out, look at forward projections, see what the analysts are, saying. Can they make 50 cents? Can they make 75 cents? Can they get it to a reasonable price? If they can, that's good news. If they can't, stay away.
On a fade here, top of yesterday's range, 25.51 for a gap fill.
All right, from a big gainer, let's go to a big loser here. Let's go to AI. This stock is arguably the poster, even more than like Kathy or ARK. This stock might be the poster child for how crazy things got. This thing IPO'd in December of 2020. The IPO price was, I think, $42. It opened at 100. It IPO'd at 42. But you couldn't buy it on the secondary markets until $100, and then it went from 100 to 183 in 3 days. So from an IPO price of 42 to 183 in 3 days, and now this morning it's at $15. It's obviously it's been dropping since like a rock since then, since it got to that 183 price. But let's see what I'll give you the numbers here on AI real fast. Okay, EPS, miss, sales. Oh, no, actually, EPS slight beat, but they're losing money. Sales, miss, guidance, light, not what you want to see.
I mean, it's 14 now from 168. I don't know what to say. Some of these are going to be zeros. Some of these are obviously, not going to be zeros. But all of these things, we can safely say we have had a repeat of the 2000 tech bubble burst for many stocks. And in many cases, a lot of those stocks never came back. They'll all preach to you how Amazon came back, but they won't tell you about the 99 other percent, that didn't come back. So there's lots of cool stories back in 2000, and they went to zero. I don't know if this is one of them. I don't know if this is the Amazon. I don't know if this is the pets.com. I don't know. But I just say you got to be careful with all these. They're speculative investments at this point in time. None of this stuff is like safe.
22 days ago, 1 day ago, now 14. People are probably holding out to 13.37. I'm going to get this at the all-time low. And then someone said, no, I want to bring some stock in here at 14. The algo's caught on. So 14, just under 14 is your pre-market low. So if you're shorting it, I don't know. Seems like it might have, as the way it's trading right now, it looks like it's going to have a hard time getting back down to 14. If you're looking for more follow through on the upside, rebound high, 15.24. So there's a projected range. Let's like lower 14s, maybe I get up to 15 and a half, 16, something like that. But not a pretty looking chart.
Well, like I said, I think this is the poster child. More than Roblox, more than Unity or Coinbase or ARK. I think this is this is the one. This is the bogey, and it might not be a zero, but that doesn't mean it has to go back to like 100, right? Like it could just stay at 10 forever, right?
None of these stocks are probably ever coming back. When a stock falls 90% of the time they don't come back.
Yeah,
I've said that before. That's just the deal.
It's almost 8:30.
A lot of these are never coming back.
It's almost 8:30. If you care about jobless claims coming out,
go right. There's too much numbers here today, man. All this stuff.
The first thing I would do is change the name of the company.
You don't like
C3.ai Inc.
Yeah, what the hell is that? C3AI.
I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know.
Let's try C3PO.
C3PO would have been a better name.
That would have been a better name, maybe.
Star Wars, right?
I love Star Wars.
Yeah, we have.
That's why we like Disney. Here we go. Jobless claims.
We're at 15 and a quarter. Jobless claims. Rallies. No. Crickets, it looks like. 14 and a half. 14 even. No.
That was a
sorry, Dennis.
Snooze fest.
Crude back down. 113.
Snooze fast.
Yeah. Crude back down. S&P's just muddled here. It like the 41.15 area. No one's making a move yet.
No, total. Jobless claims stopped actually being relevant like a year ago, maybe more so, because the labor market is sort of coming back down to earth. So,
good point.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're talking about it. We're talking about a difference between the actual U.S. jobless claims, 200,000 claims filed last week, versus a 210,000 estimate. So we're talking about a miss of 10,000. So who really cares about that? It's not interesting. So much noise. Let's put it all away. The jobs numbers tomorrow. That's the one that matters. So let's just forget all about this stuff, and we can just talk about the jobs number tomorrow. What else on the earnings front? Oh, we didn't cover GameStop yet. How's that stock? It's quiet. It's quiet.
It was down, it was up, and now it's flat. Just
the numbers I saw weren't good.
The numbers don't matter, Joel. This is all story.
the
numbers are meaningless on this.
GameStop is sort of in a similar boat as like Facebook, because it's a company that's in transition, and you kind of have to just you either gotta hold on and just wait and see for years and hope you're right, or just if you don't believe it, just don't buy it, and that's the end of that there. But I mean, they're losing a lot of money here. They lost more than $2.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, more than $2.
I mean, that's not.
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it. GameStop and AMC. AMC, we know we can't talk about it, and GameStop because we say something negative, and I have like 1,000 people reach out wanting to like beat me up. So I'm not even talking about GameStop.
I'm not going to talk about it.
All right, I just wanted to mention that, and then
it's not worth it.
And then UiPath is full disclosure. I don't know what this company does. I just know that the stock is up 11% this morning on their earnings report. EPS slight beat, sales slight beat, guidance beat as well. Ticker is PATH.
$20 major resistance. I don't know where it went to pre-market, but just looking and cherry picking it from the chart, $20 major resistance on this.
Got to 19, backed off, hold 18, baby. That's where you broke out. So if you hold 18, maybe take a look at 20, but kind of a quiet look. 18's been a big level, so I'd just probably be more inclined to try and buy it if it came back to 18, since it had such a long consolidation, instead of trying to short it. Isn't this a Kathy stock?
Oh yeah,
I know that much, but that's all I know.
I was looking at the Kathy portfolio. We won't get into it because everybody says we talk Kathy too much. But such an interesting portfolio. She's all in on the story. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. There are more earnings, but those are kind of the only ones that interested me. If you want to talk about more of them, you can drop them in the chat, because we had HPE, we had PVH, we had this morning we had Hormel. But if you want to talk about any of those tickers, drop them in the chat, or any of the tickers reporting tonight. Tonight we have Asana.
Big ones tonight.
Yeah, Lulu and Asana and CrowdStrike and Okta and RH are all tonight. So we do have
some fun.
Yeah, some big names going tonight.
We never get out of earnings season anymore. It never really ends.
I know.
I've noticed that too. It does seem to
got longer and bigger and bigger. It never ends.
I will say though, the banks kind of start earnings season and they don't kick off till the middle of July. So you kind of do have this like 4-week period here.
You get 4 weeks off.
Yeah, kind of. Poor Benzinga news desk. They never catch a break.
Poor me. Right. I have to worry about all this stuff too. I feel sorry for myself. Like, this one's reporting, this one's reporting, this one's catching me on the wrong side.
Tough life.
But you do need a good news source when you got this many earnings coming all the time.
Tough life. Okay, let's bring on our first guest of the day. Longtime friend of the show, Bill Santiago. He is a trader and also a comedian. Yes, I'm not lying. And he usually brings some color to our show. So, Mr. Santiago, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Oh,
Bill.
gosh, I'm scared.
Good morning, guys.
I always get nervous.
It's been so long. Why did it take you so long to get back to me this time?
Yeah, I always get
Are you
nervous.
busy? Losing money?
Bill, your email went straight to my trash, so I did see it. I'm sorry.
This market's a joke, huh, Bill?
Yeah, it's the only thing I haven't found funny in my life. But I'm feeling good today. I love the smell of a suckers rally in the morning. Let's do this.
What have you been
Hey, let's talk recession. I just want to put my point of view out there. I'm rooting for a recession. I hope it's bad because I'm already in a depression. So a recession would be a godsend.
That would be an improvement for you.
A recession would be my relief rally at this point.
Got it.
I can't do a long bit tonight because I'm waiting for a margin call any second. I know I'm going to get one. But I'm doing good. I mean, that's my new motto. Another day, another margin call. Those are the only calls I get now.
Nobody else calls you. Just
margin calls and scam likely. Those are the only two people. And most of the time, I'm hoping I'd rather talk to Scam Likely than Margin because
you don't get these like blockchain like
Scam
people
Likely.
calling you trying to sell you on that stuff too. I get this one all the time.
yeah,
I'm
that
from blah blah blockchain. You get that one? You get that one? Bill?
well, I lump that in with Scam Likely.
Oh, that's all in there.
Scam Likely is one of my best friends these days. He calls me all the time.
Every day, if a day goes by and Scam doesn't call me, I call them. I'm like, what's going on? You don't like me anymore?
Yeah. Bill, do you own any crypto at all?
I was in I had some Bitcoin, but I sold out before the crash because I was busy paying off other losses. But
okay. No,
yeah, but look, it's been bad. It's been bad. But I want to say, it's good to talk about the silver lining. Luckily, I can get virtual therapy via a teledoc for all the money I'm losing on those teledoc leap options.
Is that helpful at all?
By the way, they're called leaps because when they expire worthless, you want to leap out a window. I finally get it.
Yep.
And then Elon Musk has been no friend to me. I admire the guy, but every time he tweets, I get closer to being homeless. I'm like one tweet away at this point. But how are you guys doing? Okay?
We're okay, Bill. I just want to know, what, in all seriousness, like what have you been trading and buying or selling or anything like that?
Well, you know how I heard Dennis saying the other day that the first thing is you got to recognize you're wrong, and then you got to figure out what to do to wrong, and then you have to minimize damage. I do the complete opposite. I never recognize I'm wrong until it's way too late, and then I just stay in denial. I'm about to lose everything, and then I make some moves to maximize the damage. So that's really
to maximize the damage.
Yeah, it's a unique trading approach, but it's similar to ARC, but worse. Better,
very similar.
It's funny. It's good.
Yeah.
Wait, I just want to ask you.
Did you guys? I missed a couple of days. Did you guys call this relief rally? Did you see it coming?
No, I missed all the.
No. I totally got it.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'll tell you how I did it. It's something that I call peak puke.
Explain.
Well, I've been vomiting straight every morning for the past 8 weeks, right? And right before the market starts, I just have to go and retch. And I don't think it's any coincidence that the start of the rally coincided perfectly with my peak puke. In fact, that's my new proprietary indicator: vomit volume. When it gets so bad that you can't think it can get any worse, it's time to turn bullish. By the same token, if you can enjoy your meals without any indigestion whatsoever, it's time to buy some puts. And if you get queasy after donuts, stay in cash. But in general, be cautious before you get nauseous. This is something I'm learning in hindsight.
Be cautious.
What about inflation? How have you had to raise ticket prices? Are you feeling it in the pocketbook? And what's your outlook on inflation?
I'm going to tell you something. I've been thinking a lot about inflation. I'm glad you brought it up. Inflation, to me, I finally figured out, it's like the El Nino of the stock market. It ruins the entire year. No one knows where it came from, how bad it's going to be, how long it's going to stick around, and you can blame it for everything. Yeah. It's inflation. You remember when the Fed wanted more inflation? They were like, "Oh, we could only have 2%. We just want 2%."
Those are the days, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago, and now my 2% milk cost me 20% more than it did yesterday. So I think they overdid it a little bit. Biden calls it Putinflation, which I'm sure inflates Putin's ego.
Oh yeah, it's all Putin's fault for sure.
He probably refers to himself.
It's all the war. This inflation came from the war. Absolutely nothing to do with the free money train for the last decade. It was all the war.
Putin's price hikes. Putin actually called all the manufacturers.
Putin did this.
Said, "Hey, raise your prices." Click.
Did you? Well, you have. I mean, I know you're. I hate to ask, but roadblocks. I know. Did you get run over in that, or were you able to?
A little bit. I got out before I lost everything on it, but the gains were wiped out. I did when it peaked originally. I did take some profit off. That was one of the only times I've ever done that. I just didn't believe in taking profit. I believe in it now. I've been converted.
Wait, Bill, I just got to ask you about your wall there. All those stickies on the wall are those just?
That's all. Those are all things that didn't work out. Those are all trades I wish I hadn't taken.
10,000 stickies there. Keeping 3M in business.
I don't talk about this stuff too much with anybody else but you guys. But when I do mention, everyone says, you just got to live within your means. You just got to live within your means. But I don't think people realize what living within my means means. I mean, if I lived within my means, I'd starve. Living within my means I would no longer be living. Well, he's dead, but at least he's living within his means.
That's true.
I'm learning all sorts of new trading techniques. I mean, I'm forced. Well, one good thing about this is desperation. Forces me to try new things. I'm trying stop losses. That's a new way to lose money. I like that.
Oh yeah, you get run on everything. Every stop loss gets hit.
Everyone is like the second you
Everyone.
put it. Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence, but at least you know when you're going to lose it. Like when I'm tired of guessing when it's going to go bad. I just put in a stop loss, and eventually, yeah.
What about options? You been doing anything with options?
Yeah, yesterday I was trading. I was going back and forth between the SQQQ and the TQQQ. It was hard to keep up and switch back and forth, but I actually didn't lose too much money. It was interesting. It was a roller coaster ride, but I was entering into peak puke territory with that. I'm thinking about starting my own ETF. You've heard of TARC?
Yep.
Yeah, TARC. That's what's that? Twice.
That's twice Kathy fund.
Yeah, I don't think that's going enough. I'm gonna do 100 times leverage. A ludicrous arc. I'm gonna call it LARC, and
Lark.
you guys can all get in on it.
Nice.
Oh, they got the symbol already. Landmark Bancorp. You got to buy them out to get that ticker symbol, though.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, they already
man.
got it. I just checked it. Lark.
You are so good, Dennis. Dennis, did you get caught up in the diaper shortage?
No, thank goodness. Actually, my
kid...
kids are out of diapers. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
just got out of it. So just in time, in the nick of time.
Me too. I mean, diapers were a nightmare when there was no diaper shortage. I can't imagine not having any. I would be putting those kids up for adoption. Although,
Bill, did you hear the big news?
Oh God, something else. Should I check my stocks here? What happened?
This is the last time you're going to be on with Spencer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he told me, Spencer. I just want to say I'm so sorry to see you go. I'm glad you're coming to my neck of the woods. Maybe we can hang out and owe me some money.
I owe you some money. I owe you some money. Yeah. Listen, if you guys want to know more about Bill, check out his Twitter at Bill Santiago on Twitter. His website is billsantiago.com. I'm sad this will be our last time on with you. My last time on with you, Bill. But
okay.
You'll still be on with us.
We'll see each other on the other side of the Jamie Dimon hurricane. How about that?
Yes.
I mean, you can go. You can go to one of his shows. I'm sure there's plenty of seats available.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Bill,
Joel, that wasn't even funny. That was mean.
I got a better invitation. Just come over to my house. You can sit on the couch and I'll do a few jokes. That's where we're at.
Do you have any? You usually come at me with something pretty good, or Dennis, making fun of Dennis or something. Have you?
I'm easy to make fun of.
Yeah, you usually have something.
Well, no, but I'm going to take a trip with you to Costco to go buy a paddleboard as soon as we get a chance to do that. Other than that.
I hate that paddleboard, Lisa bought. But okay, all right, Bill. I'll be reaching out to you again to get you on. I'm glad that you're surviving these markets, and
let's do it.
We need a laugh, and we dial up Bill Santiago. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day, guys.
All right. Yeah, I was reminded by Mitch before the show started. Better be safe than sorry. Demonetize the show today, just in case it goes off the rails. And
he did.
Don't want Bill. Don't want.
Well, one time, yeah, he. Well, that was during COVID and AOC. He did a little AOC rant. Yeah, we did get.
Don't want YouTube coming down on us.
Yeah, we don't need.
Bill never goes offside.
No, but he's come close a couple times.
We didn't know, but we were good. I'm glad you guys were prepared.
We love Bill.
Yeah, he's a great guest. All right, so got 16 minutes left. Chopping around here,
very
Dennis.
choppy.
You must be getting picked. I mean, are you wide right now? Because
bye, sell, bye. Yeah,
oil
oil chop more than anything. I was Yeah, because the oils that came out before the 815. The oil started going up, and I'm like, sold. I was like, oh wait, hold on a second, hold the press, get those offers out there from those oil stocks because oil's on the comeback trail. USO was down almost $2 here this morning, Joel. It just went green.
Well, nice volatility.
I'm willing to
14
bet. I'm willing to bet that I'm looking at crude futures or whatever you're looking at for USO because it just popped up to what almost 86.
Yeah.
Well, I'm willing to bet we see 84 again today. At some point.
I think, and interesting. Yesterday they started selling off the oil stocks, but it's holding up. But this morning's rally was kind of built on crude being down, and now that crude's come back, it makes you skeptical if this rally can hold. So I'd just be cautious. We've been strong all morning. S&P hasn't been hit too hard yet, but now that oil has come back all the way back up, I mean, this market wants to see oil lower oil prices. So when oil was down, USO was down $2 here this morning. Or obviously S&Ps were trading higher on that, which would be expected, but I think we're leaking a little bit just because of the comeback in crude, and I wouldn't be surprised if we give it all back on the S&P.
I think the whole reason for that spike, and there's going to be more of them today, though, is because there was a committee within OPEC that sort of gave their recommendation for what the output increase should be. I guess less than expected, 600,000 barrels a day, and that's less than expected. So I don't know. So many more OPEC headlines coming through the next few hours.
you just have to have your head on a swivel if you're trading that.
Yeah. All right. Someone asked Triple D when to sell Amazon. Great question because Amazon's been ripping here.
Yeah, it won't stop. It's the pre-split run.
Yeah.
Trader at Bright was saying to me, next time, 7 days before the split, we're buying Google, going 6-7 days ahead, because I have them on my list. Usually it's a couple 2-3 days ahead, but they've been running Amazon, 7-8 days before the split here, and it's been straight up every single day. I'm long Amazon. I bought it at 2,200 in the long-term portfolio. We know I sold at 3,200, rescalped her down to 2,200, got my Amazon back. I don't know. I think you probably do need to sell into the strength here at some point in time, but you got the split coming Friday. You got a lot of people who all of a sudden will be trading this more retail because maybe they avoid a $2,000 sticker shock type deal. Hard. So it's probably going to get more retail love for that reason. The stock's not at a crazy valuation. I know you can look at it and say, it's 67 times earnings, but we know that Amazon, just like Pachter said before, can print more money if they want to. They've always just been reinvesting in themselves for growth. So it's not as crazy of a valuation as, a PE stance would just look. I think if you're in the low 2000s, I think Amazon is a decent long-term buy. Short-term, though, it's a pretty big pop. I mean, we popped 20% in 6 days. This is, if we were just going with, selling the rip, this is a rip.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're going to get a look at yesterday's high. That was way up there at 25.03, and then so you got 3 highs in that area. You're up $18, but I mean, it looks like that the major sell zone. Like if you get a rip roaring rally, it'd be 2,500 to 25.25. But if you just want to drill down and look at it, man, pre-market's not telling you much of anything. So I don't know. Instead of trying to pick a top, maybe if it goes red today, maybe sell it on a little bit of weakness. But like that 25.
Is it tomorrow that it's going to trade adjusted?
Last day you got to own it. Monday.
No. The split goes into effect Monday, so it goes into effect basically at the close tomorrow. Right.
Yeah. Well, 8 o'clock. So you got till 8 o'clock.
Right.
So
Exactly.
Tomorrow.
And people are asking about other splits. So the Alphabet split is July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
The Shopify split is June 28th. And the Tesla split is not official yet. So I got nothing for you on that.
There's no Tesla split for sure yet here yet?
No, they said they want to do another split.
Another one.
But we don't know anything about.
Well, they want to see how further if the stock's going to split itself without splitting.
Well, there's always that. There's always that. So
I mean, these typically do run up. I play these. Amazon took me a little bit by surprise because the run up started so long ago, but probably coinciding with the overall market bounce back too. So it wasn't all just pre-split run. But there's alpha to be extracted from owning these things pre-split. I've done this for years. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but anything that works 55% of the time is an edge. So I mean, and the way I've always played it is long. If I'm long Amazon, and be short the Qs against it. So just extracting the pure alpha, not trying to call the market. So in that case, I mean, Shopify, write those dates down. Shopify, what was it? Give us one more time. The Shopify date was June
28th for Shopify.
Yeah.
And then what the heck did I say for Alphabet? July 15th. July 15th for Alphabet.
July 15th. So you're quite a ways away from there, but you start getting interested in Shopify mid-month. So I think you're early here. And obviously, we've, come back a little bit here from the lows on Shopify, but and Shopify is probably going to be up to date a little bit with Chewy. So, you got to think online, one of the pure online stores that they specializing in people online is up 17%. So don't be surprised if Shopify shows a little relative strength today. I think that's a sleepy trade here this morning. If Chewy holds up like it is, Shopify.
It's faded a little bit. It's faded a little bit. Now
Chewy has?
trading, just a tad. Nothing to get alarmed about. But I mean, as far as selling into strength, I don't know. I think now going to have a roadblock. Someone really wants out at 28. They've been trying to do that really since you had that crazy print at 30, over 30.
So people asking about when I need to own the stock to get the split. The split won't change the value of the company in any way, shape, or form. It will just give you more shares that are worth less, right? So, if anyone that if you own the stock, if you own Amazon now, on Monday morning, I don't even remember what is it, a 10 for 1, 20 to 1?
20.
I think it's 20. Yeah.
20 to 1. All right, so you're gonna have
serious.
So you're gonna have 20 more times more shares than you do right now, and they're gonna be
5 shares will get you 100.
Right, and they're going to be worth a 20th of what they are right now. So whatever 24.58 is divided by 20, and that's that. There's really not much more to it. I am seeing that Ford is moving down. There's a bunch of headlines on Ford this morning. Ford is investing more in Michigan, it looks like, and they're going to get all the incentives to do so. So
was this the big?
Why they have a guy in Ohio make the announcement?
I think there's more coming. So I suspect that's why. But there was just a headline now about Ford's investing $2 billion in Michigan. They're going to get a nice $100 million incentive to do that. So that's fun. And I suspect there'll be more headlines on Ford at 9:00. So just keep an eye out for that. What else was on my list that I didn't yet cover? There's a few ratings I want to hit on quickly. Sure. Twilio caught a downgrade this morning from Barclays. I hadn't looked at that stock in quite a while. I was surprised to see it was above 100. Well, it's not now, but it was above 100 when I looked an hour ago.
Yeah, you can say that's held up pretty well, and then you look at the all-time high at 457, and you're like, no, it hasn't held up that great.
Yeah.
TWL, are they close to profitability or not even?
No, I don't think so.
Seems like last time they whacked it under 100 a few different times here. I don't think you're going to see this thing in the lower 90s. Next daily low that comes into place, it's interesting. Oh, wow. Nothing until 94.63. I don't think you're going to see that today. You'll just see if it's a fade. I mean, these downgrades have been having an effect on the market lately. So if they come in right now, it looks like you got a step down seller. They're hitting whacking bids wherever they can. So just off the open, if it's going to pop, it's going to be off the open. Or else, I don't know, I would get out ahead of the 94.63 low, maybe at 95.
Pinterest caught a downgrade, so did Snapchat. That's from Piper Sandler.
Where's Pinterest and Snapchat? I haven't looked at them for a few days.
I don't know.
They tried to bounce a little bit. Now they're starting to leak again. I think Snapchat, I'm sorry, but I think Snapchat could go much lower. I know you say, how is that possible when the stock was 75 and it's 13, but I see this TikTok and it's just eating them up.
Oh, it's crushing them.
Eating them, crushing them,
You get a lot of TikTok, Dennis? Do you see it a lot?
No, it pops in my Twitter feed every once in a while. My wife looks at it though. She sits there in bed and she laughs and
literally
laughs.
It's all they do, Dennis. It's all that they do.
It's all they do.
Seriously. My life. I'm not even on TikTok, and my life is an endless series of TikToks. By the way,
It's an endless series.
by
of
the way,
TikTok.
if you're on
My
TikTok,
life is TikTok.
if you're on TikTok, you should follow Benzinga. We do some good work on TikTok ourselves. Mike W asked if Activision is a good ARB trade. Mike, I'll let you know because I'm in that one too. So,
Well, here's it's just risk reward. So 95 is the price. So it's 18 upside if the deal goes through. I think there's a decent chance if it goes through.
yeah, I agree.
If it doesn't go through, you can't say, oh, it's going back to where it was at 65 because Take Two and EA or EA's actually bounced back, but Take Two is way down below that. So I think if the deal doesn't go through for whatever reason, I think ATVI could be under 60. So I see like 18 up, 18 down. I think the risk arbs are saying it's a coin flip on whether this deal goes through, and that's why it just sits here. It's just sitting here waiting for news. Risk arbs have said 50-50 shot. We're going to knock 18 points off the takeout price for that risk. If it goes down, we're going to lose 18 points. If it goes up, we're going to make 18 points. It's 50-50 at this point.
Yeah. Well, Warren, you're in with Warren, and you're in with Michael Pachter too.
The one good thing about an Activision Blizzard is this is still a good company at not a crazy valuation. So I kind of get it if you want to, take her down. So it's safer than some other ARB plays. Like there's some out there that the deal didn't go through, the stock's going to get absolutely crushed. Like Twitter, if that deal doesn't go through, Twitter is going to be like $25 or 20, maybe even 20. Like it's seriously going to get killed because they're getting TikTok too. Don't kid yourself. But I mean, Activision. If you were saying Activision Blizzard versus TikTok or versus Twitter, I think Activision Blizzard's a safer ARB play because I think there is more value here than with Twitter at these prices. But it's a coin flip here at this point in time.
I was gonna do this tomorrow, but someone in the chat asked about it right now, and so I'll just drop the link in as a PSA. Every year there is this big index rebalance where the FTSE Russell will rebalance all their family of indexes, and there's a lot of money tied to the Russell 2000, the Russell 3000, and it happens at this rebalance happens at the same time on the same days every single year. And the first time we're going to get any whiff of who's being added and who's being deleted from these indexes is going to be tomorrow. It's actually tomorrow night. It's late. If you go to if you care about such things, I'm dropping the link in the chat right now. That link is to the FTSE Russell website. Tomorrow, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so it's after the close, they're going to be dropping a list of these are all the stocks that we're adding to like the Russell 2000 and other indexes, and these are the stocks that we're removing from the Russell 2000 index and others. And these stocks will move off this, right? Because they're a lot of time. Well, I mean by their nature, right? They're smaller stocks. And they will move because that it basically just means there's going to be some forced buying and some forced selling for all the people that have fund tied to these indexes. So tomorrow at 6 p.m., I put the link in the chat. I'll put it in there again tomorrow as a reminder. But tomorrow night / Friday morning, or Monday morning, there will be some movement based off of this announcement. So there's the link, and I'll do it again tomorrow. So
Russell rebalance the fourth Friday in June. It's one of the craziest days of the year. We know I've told some Russell stories before where everything starts moving around. Now, this list, you have to consider this isn't going to be a shock to any big institutional money manager because it's simply done by market cap, so they can figure it out. So there's algorithms that are constantly figuring out. They know the list. They figure it out. I mean, there's big analysts that publish the list. So this is not super secretive information. We kind of know what's going to go in and what's going to go out. It's the market kind of knows. So it's not going to be a shocker, but some of the stocks can still have algo headline movement on it. So keep in mind, Spencer's right. This, when this list comes out, that some of those stocks can move.
And also they're coming out of certain indexes too. So you gotta, you gotta pay attention. Did you call it the Nipsey Russell? What was the site?
FTSE.
But the FTSE.
FTSE.
FTSE, yeah.
FTSE, okay. you say FTSE, I say FTSE. I don't know. FTSE. Is there a right way to FTSE? How about that?
You guys remember Nipsey Russell?
Remember Nipsey Hussle? I don't remember Nipsey.
No, sorry, Joel. You're dating yourself again.
Yeah.
He was what was that show? Match Game? He was like Hollywood Squares or something. He was funny. He was a really funny guy. He is back.
Hollywood Squares was a great show.
Yeah,
They should
long
bring that
time ago.
back.
They have and failed.
Oh,
All right, it is 9 o'clock.
Sorry.
Okay.
So
Yes.
This is
yes.
the part where we say goodbye to Joel and Dennis. I do want to quickly play a trailer for a show later on today. A couple weeks ago, Mitch and Chris Catchy went to VCon, that big NFT conference in Minneapolis. It was like invite only. It was pretty exclusive. I'm not quite sure how we finagled an invite, but we did nonetheless, and we got a lot of great footage from that. We're going to be airing the first of those videos today on our channel at 2 p.m. Eastern time, leading into our roadmap show. They're going to kind of react to the video. I have a quick promo to play for you about that. That looked pretty cool. Not going to lie to you guys. All right, 2 p.m. Eastern time, right here, youtube.com/Benzinga. We're going to be airing that video, the first of, I think, 3 video recaps from our experience, or I say our, meaning Benzinga, but Chris and Mitch's experience at VCon. That'll be 2 p.m. And then right after that, that'll go into our roadmap NFT show, and they're going to react to, they're going to just basically talk about what VCon was like. Vinny asked, no Tuchman. No, Peter is on the schedule here. I'm waiting for him to hop on. Maybe he's like on the FDR or something. But I texted him last night, and I confirmed he's all good. So I don't know where Peter Tuchman is. I hope he was going to join me, because it will be my last time on with him, and I wanted to say what up. But I don't know where he is. So I'm going to just stay on for a few moments with you guys, and then if he joins, great, and if he doesn't, that would be very sad for me. So this is a good time to tradesman. Yeah, how about this, tradesman? If this stream right now, how many people we have watching? We have we'll call it 1,500 people watching. On 1,400 people watching on YouTube, and another few hundred watching on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. If the YouTube show specifically, if the YouTube show gets like 1,000 likes, I may have to reconsider, but we're a long ways away from that happening here. And to those of you asking in the chat where I'm going, I'm not going anywhere for now. I am just taking the summer off. I'm taking June, July, and August off, and at the end of July, early August, I'm moving back to New Jersey, where I'm from originally. That was always kind of my plan when I moved out here 7 years ago. So tomorrow's my last day. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. I'll get more sentimental. Maybe I'll cry. If you guys get me in the right mood, maybe I'll cry. I'm a very sentimental person. So maybe you'll see some tears tomorrow, but that's not for today. Okay. I do want to plug our new redesigned pre-market webpage, benzinga.com/premarket. You can watch our show there. The YouTube is embedded on that page right now. Also got all the earnings, all the movers, the gainers and losers that you need to sort of get your day started. So we're benzinga.com/premarket. There it is. Yeah, I will call in. I expect I'll probably, I mean, if they'll have me, I expect I'll probably be a guest on at one point or another. But the shows will continue. Pre-market prep will continue. Benzinga Live will continue, though it'll probably be a little bit shorter. Everything else will continue. It's going to be a team effort. Money Mitch is going to be stepping up. Aaron Bree, producers Rohan and Aaron Thomas, Enver, Zunaid, they're all going to be stepping up. And it's going to be a good time. Frank M. Yes, Frank M. Story of my life. I go from Jersey to Detroit, back to Jersey. So I get it from all ends, because everyone shits on where I live at all times. All right, let's do this. Let's do a couple minutes with Peter Tuchman, a.k.a. the Einstein of Wall Street, and then we'll hop off, and I'll send you guys over to live training with Money Mitch, Zunaid, and Ryan. Mr. Tuchman,
Mr. Israel, how are
What's
you?
up? How we doing today?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I have my daughter is graduating from grad school, so I got to go up to CCNY and watch
Okay,
250
good.
kids graduate.
Well, I was worried you were like trapped in traffic or trapped in your car or
No,
something.
not
So
today. Not today. How are you, buddy boy?
doing fantastic. Doing fantastic. Let's
Does
start.
the world know about your exit from Benzinga and all
Yeah,
that?
the world knows. The world knows. It's been
trending.
No, I wouldn't say it's trending. It's not quite up to that level yet, but we'll see. Peter, overall market, we got a lot of noise out there. Like there's OPEC today. There's all this Fed speak, and every day I get asked about some obscure economic indicator as if would that make the difference. But to your eyes, I mean, we always say price doesn't lie, right? So what does the price say to you as we are dropping here on the S&P 500 futures? We're really dropping there.
Are we dropping while we speak?
While we speak, we're dropping. We just crossed below 40. May have spoken. We're at 4,100.
Because we were up 0.5% before earlier this morning.
We're about to be unchanged here.
Okay. So look, I think it's important. They must be hearing that you're leaving, and they're shorting the market, Spencer.
Yep.
Anyway, look, it's kind of weird. You wonder whether decision making is being done looking at the macro, looking at the micro, looking at the news, looking at the headlines, looking at the earnings.
Sorry, I think it was Microsoft. Whoa, Microsoft just revised their guidance downward. Oh man,
well, that's not good.
Oh gosh. All right. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Look, you don't get hecked up on one stock. Although it does have an effect. Look, what I was just saying is that I'm kind of baffled at the market. The big investment community makes its decisions. It's hard to know what they make the decisions on, right? They're hauling around large sums of money, whether they're doing on economic information, on headlines, on earnings, on guidance, on the taper, on the interest rate raise, or what's happening globally. You know what? Some days you think I'm baffled by it. Look, yesterday the market was up in the morning, and then we got hit by two little bits of information, which was Jamie Dimon's meteorologic report about the market being an economic hurricane. I don't know what that serves, why at this point it came out, what changed in his world that made him decide to drop that bomb on the world. And the market sold off 800 points. It coincided with a strange article that came out from Russian news that we should be prepared for World War III if we weren't already prepared for it. And you saw that market sold off really, really hard. It broke below 408. In the SPY, it probably hit a short-term oversold level and then traded up the rest of the day, even though it closed down 300 points and 30-something handles. Look, every day, every moment, the market is very headline-driven, whether it's economic, whether it's global or whatnot. So you're wondering, do you really think that large hedge funds and big investment institutions are hauling money in and out of the market relative to this day-by-day, minute-by-minute information? Or is this massive trading community, right? I mean, guys who are trading $4 or $5 billion hedge funds are not going to react to Jamie Dimon's comment, or they're not going to react to unless they're they may react to an individual stock being sold off like Microsoft, but they're not going to go, one thing happens at the White House, one thing happens in Russia, one thing happens in Abu Dhabi. They're not sitting there flinging billions of dollars and trading the market. That's not what they do. They make a decision whether they're flexible and nimble. They do go in and out, but not enough to make these moves that we're seeing. So who the heck is doing this? That market yesterday sell off at 10-11 because when Jamie popped out with this comment, and then we spent the rest of the day sort of struggling to get back. It's baffling.
It's all algos, man. It's all computers. I'm convinced. Peter, great hoodie, by the way. They're getting some love in the chat.
It's my favorite color, guys. Champion to the moon.
Got some fans there. And Peter Tuchman, Einstein of Wall Street, if you want to learn more about his site, I'll put the link there in the chat to his evergreen education service. It's Wall Street Global Trading Academy.com, WSGTA.com is the link.
Let me jump in a second and just thank you, Spencer. You guys have been great. You especially since we got together.
Thank you.
And you guys have helped promote us, and we've helped promote you. And obviously, there are big things going ahead for you and for Benzinga. So we are David Green and I are grateful to you guys, and we love you, man.
Thank you, Peter.
Good luck, whatever you do.
Good luck to you. Good luck at the graduation. Congrats to your daughter, and we'll talk again soon.
See you later, baby.
All right. Yeah, that Microsoft news is what tanked us here because now we're red across the board. So everything that you thought you knew this morning, just throw it out the window because Microsoft just turned everything. All right, that's a wrap. I'm sure they're doing some stuff right now in live trading. Money Mitch, Ryan's you need. So I'll send you guys over there. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you on the later stream at some point today. Maybe I'll hop into live trading or Benzinga Live. Smash that like once again. And yeah, that's it.